Hi everyone, welcome in and thank you for joining me. My name is Marlene and I am with A Room to Bloom. So today it happens to be Black Friday, so many people are out shopping. As I make this message right now, I see my mom's birth date as the time. And it's interesting because I really don't remember as a kid that my mom and I ever did that, because to be honest with you, I'm not even sure that it was in place um, at the time. But this might be a message for moms and daughters who are actually going shopping together, or who are out there standing in lines or facing the crowds, or, I guess the words that are coming to me is facing each other, right? Um, Yeah, so facing each other is kind of what the message that just came through, because I just had a lot of emotion come through as I said that. So I think oftentimes as in a mother-daughter, duo, right? Um, we all have that situation when we're younger. We might have expectations of our mom, like because they're the mom, we just expect certain things, right? But as we grow older, we learn that our moms have their own journey, right? That we did not come with a handbook. Um, and it is through sometimes shopping that, it's maybe not the shopping itself, but it might be a lunch during that shopping where you have time to just kind of sit and connect, having heart-to-heart conversations. And yet when you are shopping, you're out building memories, right? But from where I'm at also on this journey, even before I really just clicked the record button, there was something that came to me. And my message is this: as you are out shopping today, or as the holidays approach, just, really asking yourself the question, are you being a conscious shopper? Or do you just go out and buy? And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I used to do that. And I've learned a lot being on this spiritual journey, that our earth is a living, breathing being. Another name for earth is called Gaia. And if you are unfamiliar with this, like, I just really didn't know that. So if you can imagine that, like, rivers are like the veins of Gaia. And so and when we are constantly consuming or taking from the earth or Mother Gaia, we aren't giving her as much of a chance to heal. And so, when this going green, oh, started, I can't remember. Let's just say it was 20 years ago, and obviously it's been gaining momentum. It takes time to gain that, to get the word out. And so, I just wanted to put that out there, because I feel like, um, I really have tried to back off of just a ton of random shopping. Um, and it's very interesting on this journey, you start to realize um, that it's not all about the material stuff, right? This is about learning, are we tapping into our spiritual journey? And where are we on that? So finding balance. And one thing that I did think was really lovely, if you celebrate Christmas and you exchange gifts, there is, I don't know, something I heard, and it was, instead of kind of going really overboard, it was this 4-gift rule. And it spoke on, it was something to wear, something to read, something you want, and something you need. And I thought that that was very lovely, and a really nice way to establish giving within a family, right? Especially with young kids, because I know you can just go really wild, and then each year you're trying to, top the last year. Always, are you simply someone who kids placed in order and you deliver, right? Or just thinking about that, giving kids something to read helps them grow as an individual, something they need, that it's not just that it only comes like it is always filled. It certainly can be a gift, something they want, the fun thing that tickles them, right? Something they wear, right? We all wear clothing. So I just thought I would put that out there about mindful shopping. And I hope that you have an opportunity, whoever you are shopping with, to have very warm, heart-filled conversations. And so it was interesting because as I went to pick out a deck to open this reading with, I picked out a deck here called The Power of Intention, and it is by Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer. And so I thought, how many times do we go shopping and we've got our list, right? So we go shopping with intention. But what would the list look like on the side if it wasn't for material items, right? So if the intention was to go out with a loving, kind, patient essence, right? A heart of giving, an essence that holds space for others who might be overwhelmed in their shopping. Maybe they're feeling that they have to get gifts, but they're struggling financially, and yet there they are. Maybe there's others who want and are able to get gifts, but they didn't have a choice and they had to bring their young kids who really need a nap. And so now they're stressed out, right? And so that stress, that that presence everyone carries an energy can be felt, right? And so if you are feeling others' energy and sensing it, just quietly taking a moment and sending out prayers for those that are in, wherever you are, and that it's like a pebble, and that ripples out to those who are struggling with the day, who are going through whatever, might be overwhelmed or financially burdened, praying for the earth, right? That people do shop and buy consciously, right? They are being mindful about the choices, right, that are being made. That can be really, really rewarding. The other thing that you can write on that list is to be grateful, right? Be grateful that you are able to get out and go. And that could be grateful for your health, grateful for family or friends that you're able to share that time with, right? Grateful for meaningful, what would the other list look like that is not material, that you could be, in essence, shopping for today, right? Or did you shop for it? And maybe you didn't write the list, but in your mind or in your heart, you had that list. Maybe you'll listen to this later in the day. How did things get checked off of that list? Was there a conversation maybe you wanted to have, but you didn't because you didn't really feel like it was quite the right time, or you thought you might have a conversation in between driving from location to location, but it got, things unfolded so quickly that it didn't happen, or you sat in a restaurant that was very, very busy, just different things. So looking back at what you wanted to unfold, what maybe didn't, that might have been on your list, and then thinking about that and how could you mindfully bring that back in at another time, right? But being and living in the present moment. So anyway, so let's go ahead and ask that Spirit show us a card about the power of intention, right? What would you like to show us that would be helpful for the collective here today? Okay, the first one is monitor your inner dialogue. And we have an image here of it's called a graphophone. So it kind of looks like a Victrola, if I said that properly. But anyway, it says recognize that what you think about expands. Monitor your inner dialogue and match your thoughts to what you want and what you intend to create, right? So if you go into a store and there's chaos and whatever's going on, and you've got these bubble thoughts, right, going all over, and this is about being mindful of your own thoughts. Can you self-recognize where your thoughts have gone, pull them back? That's pulling yourself back into alignment, and start thinking about what it is that you want or desire, so that expands, right? Maybe you want a very peaceful store, peaceful shopping experience, right? um, so just thinking more about that. And this is a practice that you can do multiple times a day. I like to have the idea of setting an alarm on your phone like 3 times a day, so that it goes off, and do it at different times of the day. Not every day at this time, so that you just keep shutting it off, right? You'll look at it and you'll think, okay, where are my thoughts right now? Are my thoughts kind of in the gutter, or are my thoughts thinking positively? And if they have fallen off track, how can I shift them to get them back on track, right? Um, by the way, the color of that is blue. So it's, speaks on communication. So that's like mental communication. Okay, I just had 2 dropouts, so I'm going to go ahead with these. The first one is radiate serenity and peace. Oh my gosh, that's what I just said, right? So radiate it, like be the pebble with your thoughts and radiate it out. If you want a peaceable shopping experience, radiate an energy of serenity and peace so that you have an uplifting effect on those you come into contact with. Your presence will make others feel calm and assured. So if you feel as if your shopping experience is getting out of hand, and you're just with one person, just ask if you can take, just the 5 minutes to regather your thoughts, to just sit in peace. Maybe even, explain this, right? You might be out and about, and hopefully you'll catch this podcast and think, okay, that's right where we need to be, right? Or want to be. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next card. Oh, this is so perfect. It's exactly what I started out with too. So I have to say that there's a calendar showing here, and I want to share this, and it says Wednesday, January 2nd, 1889. Okay, so I am feeling, because of the date on this, because it's a very old calendar, like it's on metal scrolling, it's a paper calendar. I am feeling like this is a message from your ancestors, and it says, be infinitely patient, right? And you will be tested today. Or you can listen to this in the evening and say, how was I tested, and was I patient? And if you were tested and you weren't patient, how could you have become more patient? This is where we start to become mindful of our own behavior, of our own thoughts, of our own words, right? So if you weren't patient, you might have had an inner dialogue going on, right? But if you can shift that to radiating serenity and peace. So infinitely patient, this is what it says. Being infinitely patient means having an absolute knowing that you are in vibrational harmony with the all-creating force that intended you here. You know that everything will happen at just the right time, at just the right place, with just the right people. So there is so much value in trusting that. So I like to think about like how interestingly things unfold. So let's say that you're in line and you were chit-chatting with someone, and someone else gets up in front of you and they've got this whole cartload. Now, you're actually enjoying the conversation that you're having. And you see that this happened, but you don't say anything because you're just being very, very patient, infinitely patient. You just let it go. But in that time now that that person has been ringing up all this stuff, right? And let's just say there's just one cashier where you are. Someone comes in that you have been thinking about for a very long time. Now, had that person not slipped in, you would have checked out, possibly went either left or right, and totally missed that person. But God's timing, God's plan, right? God is like the conductor of the orchestra of our life, right? And so by that infinite patience, by not throwing a fit, you were able to run into this person. This person may have had opportunities for you, right? Maybe you had been concerned about work or whatever that situation is, right? And now this person who you used to work with, you run into them, they've opened their own place. They said they would love for you to come and work for them, not knowing that maybe you hadn't been working or whatever the situation is, right? To work with them. And so opportunities unfold during these times. Again, so when you are being infinitely patient, radiate serenity and peace. Okay, what else do you have for us here? Respect yourself. So we have a woman who's sitting, angel, pardon me, who's sitting on a globe. She's all in gold. The globe is gold. And she is holding a feather in one hand and she is blowing a trumpet in another. And she has a star over her head. Okay. It says, make an internal commitment to respect yourself and feel worthy of all that the universe has to offer. If you disrespect anyone or anything that God creates, you disrespect that creative force and tarnish your connection to the power of intention, right? So asking yourself today, have you respected yourself? And have you respected others? Okay, what else would you like to show us here? Appreciate everything and everyone. Boy, do we have very much an underlying message, I think, with the shopping experience, right? So we have a set of binoculars on here. So this is about looking more closely at everyone and everything around you, right? And it doesn't always mean looking with your eyes. So this is what it says. Look upon every experience you've ever had and everyone who's ever played any role in your life as having been sent to you for your benefit. In this universe, which was created by a divine organizing intelligence, there are simply no accidents. So interesting. Just as I said, right? So you're standing in line, someone slips in, you're being infinitely patient, you're just enjoying your conversation, you're in the flow of what feels right, right? Because when you start to not feel in flow, you will feel discord within the self, right? And interestingly, now what's coming to my mind is like oftentimes when a husband or, partner of someone goes shopping with someone because they're trying to support them, but they really don't want to be there, right? They can ask themselves the question, am I respecting myself? Am I just going along, right? But it's respecting yourself and others. So there is about finding balance in that. Everyone comes into our life for a reason. Couples that are shopping where one doesn't really want to be there. One might be that anchor to the other that says, okay, don't get too carried away. Let's be aware and present in what is happening. Everyone in our life that comes into our experience is a teacher for us on our journey, right? So when we have experiences that, test us, push us, challenge us, however that is, if we can shift our perspective and say, okay, I know that they are showing me something about myself. What do I need to look at, right? Okay, so let's see. I am going to go to the. It's just so interesting. I have I have decks that kind of can really line up with these messages. But I am going to take the Rider Tarot deck here, the Rider Waite, and see what comes up here that would be helpful for the collective. What would you like to show us regarding this message? Okay, under the Monitor Your Inner Dialogue, the card that came up is Lovers. So if someone is shopping with you and you are wanting to say a lot of things, or you're thinking a lot of things, can you rein that back in and remember that love, right? That love is really the answer. Are you choosing love or fear with those thoughts? Okay, the next one we have under Radiating Serenity and Peace, we have the Sun card. I love that. Be the sunshine in someone else's cloud, right? Be the sunshine in someone else's cloud. And by the way, that Radiate Serenity and Peace card has a purple butterfly. Purple is representing the third eye, or the intuition. Trusting your intuition. Like when you just feel a moment that it's like, I just am going to take this moment and send this out, right? Trust your intuition where it's really needed. Okay, what else do we have under Infinitely Patient? What would you like to show us? Okay, victory. So we have the Six of Wands, which represents a victory is coming forward, right? So it looks like this will be a victorious, day or trip for you. Especially you're victorious in your infinite patience, okay? What else do we have? Under Respect Yourself, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is a motherly energy. Someone who is very nurturing, right? Someone who has the funds to do what they would like to do, right? So respect yourself, and maybe even respect how are you spending your money, right? And that could be with family, right? Respecting yourself and others. Okay, and the next one under Appreciating Everything and Everyone, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, the Queen of Wands is someone who is very, very creative. The Queen here is wearing a yellow robe, which speaks of our solar plexus, which is about standing in our power, but that's how it is when it's balanced. But being aware, are you trying to take the power away from anyone else, or is someone trying to take it away from you? So this is about awareness, creativity, opportunities in that, and asking yourself, how can I bring myself more into balance in this area? Let's see if I can get a little clarification on the Lovers card here. Okay, so the King of Wands, monitor your inner dialogue, a lover, King of Wands energy. So the King of Wands, again, we just had the Queen of Wands, right? So that's like a couple here. King of Wands, again, is someone who's an action taker, very creative. They don't really just think about things. They actually take action on their ideas. So monitor your inner dialogue with the King of Wands in your life. Okay, under the Sun, can you give us a little clarification here? Okay, so, ooh, very interesting. So we have the Eight of Swords. Now this is about self-imposed prison, right? So you might, very interesting, because let's just take this, the idea of like holiday shopping and all of that. And I have no judgment about it. I've done this for years, right? What I'm trying to say is that we become programmed to shop, right? It's what everyone does. It's what we do. And there can be a lot of pressure put on ourselves. We put on ourselves to keep up with all of that, even though our life has been shifting. And I think as we move forward, things have been easing up on that. But radiate that serenity and peace, And not only will you be radiating it to others, the actual act of you taking the moment to slow down, to radiate that out, will help you feel that you are not in this imposed prison. It helps you take back the power, as I was talking about with the solar plexus, and not just being led around, right? It helps you kind of get back into the driver's seat of your own life. Okay, can you clarify this victory card, please? Okay, the Empress. Yes, be infinitely patient. The Empress is someone who oversees, right? The kingdom with the Emperor. The Empress is someone who is nurturing. She embodies the energy of all four queens in the deck. Very thoughtful, intuitive, nurturing, loving. She takes action. She's creative, right? She embodies all of the queens and is infinitely patient, right? So the Empress could be someone who would be, again, a mother figure. Be infinitely patient with your mother, and if you are a mother, be infinitely patient, right? Okay, can you clarify this Queen of Pentacles, please? Okay, so, ooh, very interesting. Respect yourself. So the Queen of Pentacles, it's showing me the Nine of Swords, which is about going through a dark night of the soul or feeling really bad about something, right? Really struggling with something that you've been carrying. And again, this falls under the card of respect yourself and others, right? So there could be a Queen of Pentacles who's feeling really bad about something. So what's coming to me is, especially when we're talking about the shopping, that you might be feeling pressed to spend money, even if you have it, but for some reason you're feeling like it's getting overboard, right? Like you're feeling like it's like there's something about that isn't sitting well with your soul, right? And so, you know, not only do you want to respect yourself, you don't want to be taken advantage of, right? And or others, right? You don't want others to take advantage of you, but don't take advantage of others as well. What can you show us here about this Queen of Wands? Okay, we have the Hermit card. Again, appreciate everything and everyone. And how do we do that? So the Hermit card is about someone who's taking time to go within. And that can be, like I said, the 5 minutes in the car to start out with. You might start taking more and more time as you move along this journey to go within. In the Hermit here, this gentleman's got a robe on, a hood, and he's holding up the light so that he's tapping into his spiritual journey, and he's holding up a light for others, right? And remember, this falls under the card that says appreciate everything and everyone, the one that has the binoculars on it, right? And look upon every experience you've ever had. So he's holding this light up, but he's looking down, right? Look upon every experience you've ever had and everyone who's ever played a role in your life as having been sent to you for your benefit. So that's where we go within and we start looking at how has everyone played a role in your life, right? There are no accidents, right? So there might have been situations in your life that were challenging, right? You know, maybe even to say the least, right? But this is where you're being encouraged to start going within and taking a look at why things may have unfolded. What lessons did you learn about yourself? It's not about others. What lessons did you learn about yourself in situations, experiences, relationships, all of that type of thing? Okay, yes. And for the outcome, I have the Nine of Pentacles, which would show that this is a successful adventure, right? This is about enjoying what you've built, right? And just enjoying yourself in life. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, which is representing the subconscious, it's the Eight of Cups. So there might be a situation that you're choosing to walk away from, and that could be, maybe it's just overwhelming. Maybe there's like this energy, because there is energy. Everyone embodies and carries an energy, right? And so if they had a great morning at home and they come out shopping, they're in a great mood, great. But if someone had a rough morning and they come out, you as an empath, you can pick up everyone's energy. So you may be choosing to walk away from places that are too busy, that are too overwhelming, whatever that is. Interesting, the next card is the Five of Wands, which it shows people fighting, right? So there could be, what do they show? Like people running into stores. And I know that that has mellowed out as they have extended Black Friday out to other days. But walking away from the fighting. And the other thing, the next one is Seven of Cups, which shows many choices to choose from. And it can actually be overindulgence and confusion, right? So walking away from fighting, overindulgence, confusing. And then the next card is the Six of Pentacles, which is about giving and receiving in balance, okay? And when you do that, we have a celebration. So Three of Cups is like there is a celebration at hand, and that can be about a wedding, a birth announcement, pregnancy, a pregnancy announcement, anniversary celebration, or whatever that is. And that could be even like celebrating for the holidays, right? So I think with that, we are going to go ahead and wrap this reading up. We're at 31 minutes and 44 seconds. So I want to say thank you for joining me. I hope you found this message helpful, hopeful, and healing for you today. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it. Appreciate your likes, comments, shares, and subscriptions. All right, take care. Have a great day.